Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have Brock,
Hello.
and this is our LCK edition. And yes, I have a very big blanket on because it is really cold in my house right now. So I'll be wearing it's basically like a comforter almost. It's a huge blanket that I use for my bed, but I'm using it to warm myself now. Alright, anyway, let's get right into the games. This is week 7? Why is it all messed up? I don't know. Wait, we're in week 7 now. Gotcha. I don't know why I
Yeah.
have these here. Delete, delete, delete. But, uh, first off, week 6, I had a perfect game. No, perfect week again. Woof, rough start to the podcast. I blame the blanket. But yeah, perfect week again. And Brock, you had another week where you only had one loss and lost the week technically.
I gotta stop picking some of these things.
Yeah, it was just you picked a free to upset Sandbox, which they did upset them in week 5, but you thought it was going to happen again, which it did not. But
No. No, I
even
didn't.
in the other game though, it was Hamlet Life versus Kingzone back in week 4, so that wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad. Actually, I just realized those are all my picks. That's what I deleted. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I deleted all my picks I just had on my spreadsheet for some reason instead of my sticky note. Oh well. I put them back. Okay, so let's go over the games. First off, we had Sandbox versus Afrika. Just spoiler alert from what we were just talking about. Sandbox won the series. First game was actually pretty close for a while. Afrika picked Malphite. Actually, I don't know why I don't just move this over here. Like, I liked how I did that the other day. Pulled match history over here. Alright, as you can see, Afrika picked Malphite, which went 4-3-4. It went okay against the Jace. It really didn't lose lane, which it's supposed to. Malphite did his job. Keen on Malphite did a great job with it. It was the issue. I didn't like the Talia pick at all. I thought they had a really good team comp on Afrika outside of Talia. She didn't fit the team comp at all. You see how you have a Jarvan, a Galio, a Kalista for the Galio to jump in as well, even more, and Malphite ult? That's a lot of Wombo combo you got there. And
Yeah, I don't like how you pick period. I don't necessarily see why you would pick it.
yeah,
I don't think Talia's terrible,
hmm
but I don't think she's good either.
yeah, it's just I think Syndra's a lot better right now. I think Syndra's pretty decent in the meta, and I think if you're gonna have Wombo combo like that to that much extent, just pick some. I can't like Cassiopeia. Is Cassiopeia banned? No, just pick Cassiopeia or something to add a little more like sustained damage just in case the Wombo doesn't kill, but to like clear out, or even Zoe. Like, was Zoe banned? No, Zoe was banned. Yeah, go Cassiopeia because that's all I can think of at the moment. Because LeBlanc and Yasuo and Vlad, there was a lot of pinching in Lissandra. There was a lot of pinching in the lane, so maybe that's why they went with Talia. But I really think Cassiopeia would have been fine.
There
Anything
was
you could put the miasma in the Jarvan ult, and that's perfect. Like they can't escape.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't necessarily like comps based around like a Wombo.
I do. I'm
I don't like comps around that out because they know what's going to happen. Like the other team knows this is their win condition. This is what they're going for. They're planning for this move, and all you have to do is avoid it.
But
Plus,
they didn't really pick a great team. They didn't have a really tank at all on the team on Sandbox side outside of Braum, and they had immobile champs like Jace and Syndra that could really get caught out in that. And Jace has to essentially frontline in this team comp.
yeah, I don't know. It's just something about. There's a lot of picks that a freaky had that I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of. Not a lot. I wasn't a big fan of Talia, and also wasn't a big fan of. I'm not a big fan personally of Callista.
I like Callisto, but I do want to talk about this play around the 24-minute mark. This is what changed the game, honestly. This game was in Afrika's favor because all they had to do was survive early. You have Jace and Lee Sin, very early champions. Lucian, Sandbox was built for an early game and the win quickly. And you have this huge team fighting comp on Afrika. You just have to wait till late game and you're gonna win. And they blew this fight here, getting aced 5-for-1 and giving up Baron as well around 24 minutes, and that was just all the road. They kind of came back a little bit towards right here with an Elder Dragon and a few kills, but that was it. They weren't able to get the victory. Now,
That's also another reason for this one why I don't like the Wombo pick. Also, because it's I mean I get the don't know the word I'm looking for, but I get like why you would put value in it. But for me, if you're making a team comp based around that, you probably shouldn't do it against a team that it's obvious that they're better than you. And this game, like you said, Afrika could have won late game, but it got to late game and they still couldn't win.
yeah, I think it's mostly because of this throw, though. I think that they gave too big of a lead. Uh, this was a 4K lead here with Baron, and the Baron buff lasts until then. So that was about they moved it up to about a 4K lead, took a lot of towers, and just had all the pressure because of it. If they would have won this fight, which they should have, then this game would have been a Afrika's in my opinion. But that was game one. Let's move on to game two. Game two was a complete blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was over from the beginning. Just Sandbox destroyed on all lanes. Not really too much to talk about. You can see right here they just took every single objective outside of one. Gave up a few kills at the beginning and a few kills here and there, but really outside of that, it was just a clean game by Sandbox.
Yeah, there's not much.
Yeah,
Not much happening.
I want more games like that. So cause the last few days, last few podcasts, we've gone like 30, 40 minutes on match history. I'm just like, jeez.
Yeah. So this is another game though, where the only thing I can say about this game, because there honestly really isn't much to talk about at all, is we've said it multiple times. This is another game where someone picked Silas and built Iceborne Gauntlet. Yep. I don't know why you would do
I
that.
legit looked it up, Brock. I looked it up. I looked up Silas guides for solo queue. All of them said to pick Lichbane, so it's not like Lichbane doesn't like work with his passive. All of them mentioned how it worked. Like, cause I was like, I've never played Silas. These are pros. They must know. Like, why aren't they picking Lichbane? Is there some secret? I feel like I feel like it's such a smart pick with his combos. I don't get it. I feel like it's like the best item you can almost buy on Silas.
Yeah, I mean, if you want tank stats or whatever, I get that. Go Spirit Visage.
Yeah.
Like, I get they had one AP threat, which was Lysandra, but that's fine. That doesn't matter because that's still going to help you throughout the game.
Build Zonias for the armor, but you still get AP on it. I don't like the Iceborne. I'm with you. I guess it gives mana. Is Silas mana hungry?
I don't think so. No. But I mean, you get Rod. Like, your first build is a Rod.
Yeah, and that should cover you for the most part. Mana isn't really that big an issue in today's day and age.
And also, you're going to get mana from Lichbane as well.
That's true.
Off the sheet.
You're right. Yeah, you get the same amount of mana. Almost the same amount of mana.
Yeah, almost.
But yeah, I don't get it. But
that's enough about that game.
Next series, another series where we don't have to talk too much about.
Nope.
Damwon Gaming versus Jinair. I was calling who's Jag, but that's how bad Jinair's been.
Jag is their abbreviation.
Yeah, I know. They didn't do much this game, as you see. They got 3 kills. Nothing else.
Ooh.
They got first blood. They did get first blood.
And
they didn't get another kill until 17 minutes in when they had lost 3 towers, a Rift Herald, and 3 dragons. And then they didn't get their next kill until about 27 minutes in, and then the game ended. So, yeah. I don't like talking about Jinair. I want them out of the league. I'm done watching them.
Technically, they got 3 kills, but the 3rd kill came from Snowmaker Nexus diving.
So yeah, that's like 2 kills. At least uh, this game 2, they had 3 kills on the Nocturne. Here, Nocturne picked up a triple kill around the 13-minute mark, even though they were losing by that point already, and it didn't really help much at all. It actually ticked down even further, to be honest, in their gold. And then over here, they did get an ace right around here, but I think it was Damwon Gaming more kind of showboating, more than like just playing super aggressive because they could. And then after that, you notice they got another kill, and then they gave up Baron and they gave up all the objectives again. So throughout both games, Janair got 0 objectives total. Cool. Next
Yeah, they
series.
did well for themselves.
Don't care about when a team is 1 in 24. I don't like talking about you very much anymore. I try to be nice. Like even Rogue, I like for in LEC, like there's improvements that you see here and there. I haven't seen anything with Janair all year. You can't really be improving much if you're 1 in 24.
And
It's bad. It's very bad. I'm gonna be so I know Janair's been in the league since the beginning almost, I believe, or like real close. But this current roster, I'm gonna be infuriated. If is relegation work how you go against the top challenger team and the challenger in a best of 5 and the winner moves on or whatever like that, something like that.
I
I
think so.
Yeah, I think it's like that. If they beat the best of 5 challenger team, I'm gonna be so upset and they stay in the league. I'm like, just a waste of a spot. um, Next series we had Kingzone versus Hanwha Life, which this was a good series. I thought this was 2 teams that are pretty equal. Like I would say and we got to see in game 1. We got to see Def's Jinx again. And Def on Jinx is a god. It made me want to play Jinx again. I actually really enjoyed Jinx a few times I've played her. I feel like I never was able to play her because Lars played her all the time and I felt rude to play her like that, you know?
It's also hard to come behind Lars when he plays Jinx.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, and especially all my ults, I'm like, I'm gonna miss. Like, if I miss his ult, everyone's gonna be like, well, why are you playing Jinx? We should just have Lars play Jinx or something like that. But
Right.
I do really like playing Jinx, and I want to have some fun. I might actually pick her up again with the new ADC meta. Anyway,
It's fun you say that, though. It's fun you say about the Jinx pick and how you like that, because there was a pick that I like in this game, and that was Azir.
I was just looking at that.
Hanwha didn't, not, I'm way out of everywhere. I'm so tired.
Thank you,
Tim-
Brock. Or Brian. Wow, I messed up the name. Sorry, Brock.
Don't worry. You seen I just butchered Hanwha's name.
And
That's fine.
Brian just subscribed to me with Twitch Prime. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
nice. Good job, buddy. Nice.
And I called him you.
On Hanwha played Azir. That's what I was trying to say. They didn't win, but I really, 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 really like the Azir pick into Silas. I thought it was a really good pick into Silas, especially if they're going to continue to build Iceborne Gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, he didn't build Iceborne Gauntlet this game.
Yeah, I know, but that was a good thing because I actually really like that pick. It was really nice seeing Azir.
Yeah.
And it was also really nice seeing Jinx too, and they were in the same game.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Jinx. He just took over the game right here. They stole the Infernal Drink. I believe it was a steal, and then Jinx comes in and just gets a triple kill. And that was, I believe, that was Jinx's first 3 kills. A triple kill on Jinx is pretty much game over, especially when it's Deft, who's been, to be fair, I would almost put Deft in the running for MVP this split for LCK. I know it's kind of hard because of Griffin as a team, but like, if you think of just like individually carrying a team, Griffin's great all around. Deft has been pulling a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like a lot of weight.
A whole bunch.
He's really showing that he still believes he's still in the running for best ADC in the world, and he's been keeping Kingzone in the top 4 team. Where at the beginning of the year when he wasn't carrying them, like the rest of the team has looked better, but I think they're better because of Def more so than Like I said, I had Kingzone as 10th place team at one point this year. I had him worse than Jin Air. That was a huge mistake. No one is worse than Jin Air in all 54 teams I look at.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the next game. And this was a 2-0, another 2-0 series for Kingzone against Hanwha. I believe this puts Kingzone as a better team than Hanwha. Death, again, look at this, 5-1-10 on the Ezreal. like Hanwha Life had a little bit of a peak right here where they actually, I don't even know how they went. Oh, they had the Baron buff. That's why. They had the Baron buff. They did well there, but sadly they just gave up way too many objectives in the late game. Death was popping off on the Ezreal. Not that Songyun was doing bad on the Ashe at all either, but the Lissandra from Pawn was just too big of a counter for Death's, or not Death, sorry, Temp's LeBlanc. It's too big of a counter in general to LeBlanc, and Bono did not have a good game on the Olaf this time, and Cuz was able to play around him very effectively. That's why you have a nice 14 assists on the jungler. And so that was that series. Next series we had SKT versus Gen G, and this was where Khan. We got the story of Khan this week pretty much, and Faker, and Teddy. SKT had a very good week.
Yeah.
As you can see, this game was a pretty big blowout. 14 or 29-minute game, almost 14k gold lead. Ruler got a kill at the beginning, and then they gave up 2 kills in Infernal for 1 kill, and then they only got 2 more kills. They didn't get any objectives this game for Gen G. Peanut looked terrible again. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Peanut. like,
So,
ooh, you lagged out there, Brock?
nope. It's all right.
What'd you say there?
I said surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Peanut is like the Huni of NA for Korea for me. Just an amazing player, all these fancy moves. Don't see it anymore. I see him feed almost every game now. And you can also say his laners are kind of weak. Like the fact that you have Roach in the mid lane again. He used to be a mid laner, but now he's a top laner, and he's the backup top laner. So that means your mid laner, if he's replaced by a former mid laner, that's now your backup top laner, if that makes sense. That's not good.
Yeah.
Fly, the main mid laner on Genji, terrible year. Terrible year. Ruler has had a pretty decent year. He's kind of like the deft, I feel like, of Genji, but he has a harder task, and he's not as good. And, yeah, overall, this game, pretty big blowout. Genji, not good this year. Game number 2. Surprise. Fourth series. Is this the 4th series or 3rd series? I don't even remember. 4th series, right?
What? It's 4 series.
Yep, 4th series. 4 series, 4 2-0s. Very nice for watching when you're watching so many games. By the way, I take it. I love it. This was a blowout. Faker dominated on the Lissandra. Khan did split push Riven. With a few team fights, he had 9 assists, to be fair. But for the most part, he's split pushing. At least this game, Gen G got objectives. We were going through some games there. We were at like so many games in a row where there was 0 objectives by the other team. It's pretty sad. But sadly, SKT, like Gen G was actually holding on. Actually, they had a lead for the first 26 minutes of this game. But they lost the Baron. They got aced right here. Fantastic performance by Teddy and Faker. They just absolutely shredded through the line. Faker made a huge play to stun a bunch of people with the Lissandra, and then Teddy just helped clean it up. And then they converted that into a Windrake and a Baron, and then the Baron into a bunch of towers, and that's how you win a game.
Not to mention, look at the teamwork. Like, this is SKT of old here. They had 10 kills.
Yep.
Riven was 1-9. Jarvan was 0-10. Faker was 6-3. Teddy was 3-6, and Mata was 0-8.
Yep.
They're literally always together.
Yeah, they were just 80%, 90%, 90%, 100%, 100%. So like,
And
yeah.
Also, it is super nice to see 9 tank players in top lane. Big fan of the Fiora and the Riven pick. I like it. I like how we shifted away from the Scion.
Yeah, well, for Khan, he needs to be on those.
Oh,
those
absolutely.
turrets. He's terrible on tanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he is quite bad. They've lost a lot of games this year by putting on tanks.
But if you notice, even in other regions, like we were talking about that on the last podcast, Scion's Open, it's not being picked.
It's really
Like they're
weird.
picking weird stuff that's not Scion.
I get this for SKT because of how Khan makes
Oh
Sion look
yeah,
like the most complicated champ in the game.
yeah.
But
Scion has mechanics. Who would have thought?
yeah. I feel like Khan would struggle on Maokai mechanics for the way he
Yeah.
plays tanks. It's insane. But he's fantastic on stuff like Fiora and Jason stuff like that though. So can't blame him there. Good series for SKT all around. Next series, we had a Freak of Freaks versus Damwon Gaming. We finally have a series here, Brock. The
It took long enough.
first 50% of the way through, all blowouts. Finally had a good game where we had Afrika actually start out slow, 13 minutes in, kind of, but it wasn't. They were just losing in farm, which I know farm is important. Trust me, farm is very important, Brock. Talking to you. uh,
No.
but Afrika was winning the objectives here. They had the Ocean Drake, they had the Mountain Drake, they had the Rift Herald, they got a tower. So even though they weren't necessarily farming up at the same level, it was mostly Showmaker over Brook, which I always have to look at the names for Afrika because they switch everyone all the time. like Afrika Senin. Like when was didn't who is he? I don't even know who he is. Soul here.
Yeah.
I've seen him a few times now, so I know what he is. I don't know who Brook is. I don't know who Senin is. This is the backups. They always have Keenan though. That's for sure. And they're playing a lot of Dread as well, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think Spirit has more shot calling for this team. Either way, though, they were able to successfully win this game. They took a ton of eject. I think they took, literally, yeah, Hanwha Life, not Hanwha Life. Sorry, Damwon Gaming only took one tower all game.
And one dragon.
Yeah, and that was actually they took Baron. When did they take the dragon? I don't even see it on here.
They had the dragon at 37 minutes. I don't know if I didn't put in my notes when they took it. I just know that they had it.
Got it. Okay, it's just not on my thing for some reason. But yeah, they took one tower, one dragon, barely anything. They Afrika had full control. They had the Sivir is just so disgusting late game, especially with the team comp of Alistair. Alistair to protect Sivir or to start a team fight, and Lissandra to start a team fight and just stun everyone. So then she can throw the boomerangs in there, basically, or the ricochets, basically boomerangs, ricochet and boomerang. It just shreds through teams, especially a team as squishy as Damwon was.
Uh-huh.
However, game number 2, Damwon Life, or Damwon Life, wow, Damwon Gaming.
That's actually not a bad name.
Damwon Life, yeah. They just got to combine their teams.
we should send that in.
Yeah. They destroyed Showmaker. Absolutely destroyed on the Aurelia at 8-1-6, and then you're like, oh, but his mid laner they went against Brook only went 0-1. Yep. Dread looked awful on Zac. He did not look comfortable on the champion at all. This is very similar to NA. I'm totally on Onda. There's very, very similar situation to Onda on Zac in NA, where he just doesn't look comfortable. He didn't get anything going, and Sejuani was just able to carry over on, or Canyon on Sejuani, I should say, was able to carry, and Showmaker on Aurelia was able to carry, and just, I believe, Showmaker, let's see, total damage done, he did 15k, but it wasn't just, Nuclear was also popping off as well. You can see he did 20k damage to champions, which was, about 66% of, all of, a Freak of Freaks damage total.
Wait, am I crazy? Hang on. Let me see this again. Because this is one of the ones where I had to, I'm basing this game off of highlights.
Yeah.
But how many times did they change up their position? Showmaker is mid lane and Flame is top lane in this game.
Yeah.
Game 3, Showmaker is top lane, Flame is mid lane.
I don't remember that, but I'm going to go to game 3 now. We had Showmaker. Oh, yes, I do remember this. Because Yasuo doesn't work well into Renekton.
Yeah.
So they lane swapped.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yes, I do remember that because Renekton has a very strong early game. So does Yasuo for the most part. I know people say his early game's his weak part and you can punish him. It's a lie.
Yeah.
I get it. I know the weaknesses of it. He doesn't have the range. He doesn't have like the crit from his passive, and like he doesn't have his ult and stuff like that. And his ult a lot of his damage and stuff like that. He still hurts a ton. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be that solo queue player and just say Yasuo sucks to face. And yeah, but you want to know who also hurts a ton early? Renekton.
Yep.
Then that's why they switched him over to face Silas, and they put Kennen against Remington, so he has the range to run away, and it worked out very well actually. And they blew out Afrika in both of the games, which was kind of sad to see after Afrika had such a good game one to come back with such disappointing game two and threes. I was like thinking, man, maybe Afrika has something here with Day One Gaming looking fantastic so far since their return from the break and since picking up Flame, they've looked like a really big powerhouse in Korea. And for them to just drop the first game, I was like, oh man, maybe Afrika's. It's like I'm always still waiting for Afrika. Genji's dead to me. Afrika and KT are the two teams I'm still waiting to break out, but we don't have many games left.
No, we really don't.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was very disappointed with the result, like the end result at such a promising game one. Next series was Sandbox versus Jin.
So the next one we're going to talk about is Genji and Non-Wall Live.
Sandbox destroyed game one. I'll show you these. I'll just show them. You can just look at the graph. Sandbox picked up 3 objectives. That's 3 more than they picked up last series. And then they picked up 2 objectives in the next game. And that's 5. They picked up 5 objectives over 4 games this week.
Nice.
Good job.
Not bad.
And next series. Genji versus Hanwha Life. Genji blew Hanwha Life out of the water in game 1. Oh my god. 14-1. They almost perfect gamed them, to be fair. That was just a Mountain Drake, which was the first thing of the entire game. This is a Genji game to the T, since outside of a Rift Herald and Mountain Drake, you have nothing happening until the 15-minute mark. Genji's very boring team to watch as well. But they're better talent-wise than Jin Air, but they play the same style, and it sucks to watch.
Very much.
Yeah, Bono just did not look great on the rec side. Peanut actually looked pretty good on Sejuani, which is the rarest thing I could think I've ever said.
Yeah, because that was one of his worst champions when he was actually good.
Yeah, it was by far his worst champion when he was good. You just give him the Zac or the Lee Sin, he'd pop off, and then they put him on Sejuani because she was super meta, and it was like, yeah, that did not look good at all. Ruler also popped off though on Ezreal.
Yep.
7-0.
He also got the classic solo queue teammates stealing your pentakill.
Oh, did you? I love that. Did you see the audio after it? Oh my god, it was in Korean, but it was basically according to LS, I believe it was, and shoot, who's the other announcer? It wasn't Papa Smithy. I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, but he basically called him an effing bitch. He just cussed Roach out on the street.
That's great.
He was so angry. It wasn't like joke either. It was like a legitimate yell at Roach. he he did not need to take that pentakill. Ruler is Ezreal. He can easily go catch up to him.
Oh yeah.
And he just completely stole. It's Syndra too. Syndra's so immobile. Oh, it was great. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny to see the reaction. But yeah, that was a good win for Genji. But very similar to a Freak of Freaks, they collapsed. The second game, they didn't get a single kill. Like, this was the slowest game. Like, this was just slow push to death. Have Thal go on the bot lane or top lane or wherever, side lanes, and just split push with the Yorick, take over, make sure Roach doesn't do anything on the Fiora, Bono, and then you had Zac, Callista, and Braum and Silas team fight, and they would just simply fly on Karma. Karma did not work against Silas. The Peanut on Lee Sin did not work against the Zac. Zac is just such a better team fighter than Lee Sin, and Ruler was not able to find success on the Ezreal and Tom Kench, which is surprising honestly, because Ezreal Tom Kench is such a disgusting lane duo. But yeah, it was a great win, great rebound for Hollow Life. And then the next game, at least Gen G got some kills, but they did get blown out. It was 20-8. Lava came in and just popped off on the Lissandra. He went 7-1 and 10. You will see a LeBlanc ban against Lava every single game. He's so good on that champion. I want to see it again, but you will not see it. It's almost like the Heimerdinger from EU last year, where you just did not see it ever against Woodid, not Woodid. Shoot, who's the ADC last year? G2's ADC with
The
Woodid.
G2's ADC?
Yeah, with Woodid as the support. Can't think of it.
Oh god, I can't think of it either.
Yeah,
Oh lord.
started with an H. Oh my god.
Oh, why was I about to say Hakuho? That is not it.
Nope.
That's not it.
It started with an H. I can't think of it. We'll go back to it later. It'll come back to me.
Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, he played Heimerdinger a ton. He's not in the league at the moment. He's in the Challenger League.
Mhm.
But anyway, we had a nice clean game from Lava and then Fly. Fly is Hajar. What the heck?
Kjarnan.
Harn. I can't say European words. I hate all European languages. For me, it doesn't work with my Midwest dialect.
I hate English.
It's mostly like French I hate, and then just like I don't know, man. For some reason my dialect does not work well. Anyway, Fly is definitely I would consider one of the worst player. If Fly was on Jin Air, I don't know if they improve, which is sad to say. Like that's an insult. If you can actually make Jin Air worse, if you were there. That's how bad Fly's been this year. I think that honestly they need to just go with Roach in the mid lane now. They put him back top, and they need to put Cuvee back up top and just throw Roach in the mid lane for the rest of the season. Fly has not shown up to a single game this year, pretty much. I mean, he might have had one, but like not one good game doesn't. It's like one good game and then like 8 games of feeding. That's
Yeah.
there's a limit.
I don't understand the Vladimir pick either. That one was a strange pick.
Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't work really well into Lissandra. I can see it for you. Just you're scaling for the late game. Vlad's so strong late game, it just didn't work. And speaking of Vlad not working, this last game was of SKT versus Kingzone. Vlad against Jace. I do not like that. I don't know why I was gonna call him Joker. That was really weird. But Jace is too strong early for Vladimir, in my opinion. He's one of those. Vlad has to just kind of survive early, and then he becomes a monster. And Jace is so strong early that Vlad, I don't like the pick of Vlad into Jace. And Jace has the range on him. If it was more of a melee, like maybe a Renekton, maybe you can survive a little bit longer because you can just heal off of him with a little bit of range distance. Even though Renekton does have the dash to get in, but so it's still really hard. I'm just trying to think of Jace's range plus just all around bully early game just doesn't work against the Vladimir. Pawn on
Yeah,
the Karma. I don't like the Karma mid as well right now. I like it's an assassin meta. We're not in Ardent Sensor meta anymore.
yeah. You're also like I get Karma's base damage is pretty high,
Very high.
but I mean that was a legit full support Karma mid lane.
Yep. Yep, you got Athene's unholy grail. I always called it the holy grail. Whoops.
Nope,
It's
that's a Pink Panther movie.
Ardent Sensor and Redemption, and you got a Chalice here, like just pure support, not a single like real AP item in here. And
But man,
you have Faker going Looted Zeko, Death Cab, Soul Magi's.
yeah, holy moly!
Yeah, it
And
there's a
speaking
reason.
of Faker,
Yeah,
man, oh man, he showed up this week.
Yeah, the whole SKT squad did. It was a fantastic
Yeah,
squad or fantastic performance by them. Because even game number 2, 18-0. This
yeah,
was
big
not
yes.
a perfect game. They did give up Rift Herald and did give up one tower. Outside of that, not much else. And Deft, been talking so highly of Deft. Can ignore this game.
Yeah, this game doesn't count.
0-7 doesn't feel good. We'll just hey, give him break. He's carried about like 12 games in a row.
Yeah, that poor guy. He's
Yeah.
been on a journey.
Yeah. Like give it a rest. I can't it's a rough game for him, but I literally can't blame him because of how hard he's carried all the other games.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, you want to go somewhere, but your team just doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
You're like, look, guys, I really want to win, and your team's like, we'll just get the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that, we'll talk. We still went 35 minutes. I thought we were going quick.
I thought
We even skipped Janair. There's no point to talk about Janair. Man. Oh.
Wow.
Oh well. Next we got we got players of the week. I was literally just gonna go into it. Top lane. You'll see a lot of SKT in this, by the way. Spoiler alert. SKT Khan is the player of the week for top lane. KDA of 35, CSM of 10.5, damage percentage of 30.5, and a DPM of 519. Jungler of the week was Damwon Gaming's Cannon, or Canyon. KDA of 22.5, DPM of 376, damage percentage of 15%, DPM of 325. Mid laner of the week was SKT's Faker, KDA of 19.5, CSM of 10, damage percentage of 27.2, DPM of 437. ADC of the week was ADC or SKT Teddy. ADC Teddy. SKT Teddy had a KDA of 40 this week. CSM of 11.1. That's insane. Anything over 10 is like insane to me all the time. Because 10 is perfect. How do you get better than
Yeah.
perfect, you know? Damage percentage of 26.3 and DPM of 443. And support of the week was Sandbox's Joker. He had a KD of 8.2, assists per game of 11, and an insane vision score of 3.01. We very, very rarely see a vision score of over 3. That is just over 3 vision score per minute is like insanity. That's you're clearing and placing wards the entire map, like or the entire game 24/7. I feel like, but you're still being active, obviously, with 11 assists per game. It's a great game by or great series by Joker. With that, let's go to play of the week.
It's the second one I sent you. A freak of damn.
Got it.
Just because I forgot. I sent you the first one, but I forgot about this play.
Got it. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
And he's going to use that ultimate here on Beryl. As Senna comes in once more. Flame gets the flank that he wants. Punch not going to be able to offer too
This is another week where the play of the week goes to a support. Keep a close eye on what exactly Alistar did in that play. Because if he doesn't do what he did, that team fight very well could be going south for Afrika.
Yep, so let's watch it, Alistair again here. Just keep your eyes completely on Alistair. Stun. Just knocks away the Olaf, knocks them all up, and then Afrika's able to get away with get Sivir and Kha'Zix out, which they would have probably died in that fight.
Well, the play was what he did to Galio.
Oh, to Galio?
Yeah, watch what he does to Galio.
Oh, is this where he knocks him back from his taunt?
Yeah, he knocks him back as Galio's going in.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. With when he's going in with the Justice Punch, or is it called Justice Punch? It's something.
No, that's his ult.
Hmm?
I don't know the name of his E. I think his ult is Justice. Or
No,
his, I don't know.
His ult is
Thought it
Hero's
was-
Entrance or something like that. I'm
His
not good
Justice
with
Punch
names.
isn't his passive, is it?
I'm not good with ability names. I could never be a
Yeah.
shoutcaster for that reason.
Yeah, there's way too many.
I
Too
always
many
just say
abilities.
like E. That's his Q. That's his like W. Stuff like that. I never say
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah, it was a great play all around. Let's go over power rankings. This is the weird one. If you notice, yellow means stayed the same. We had a lot to stay the same this week, Brock.
Yeah. Yeah, he really
It
did.
happens, I guess. Like look at our last 3 weeks here. 10-0, 9-1. 6-4, 7-3 was a little bit of a shaky week here. And then 8-0, 7-1. That combines to a total of I am 24-4 and you are 23-5. Right? Is that right? Yeah, that is right.
Think so.
23. Yep, 23-5. So we're on fire. To put that in perspective, a 24-4 is an 86% win rate, and a 23 is an 82% win rate with our picks right now. When you're getting near 90%.
Yeah, we're doing well for ourselves right now.
So we have our finger on the pulse of this of the LCK right now. I think we're pretty solid, and that shows we have Griffin number one team in the world. SKT is definitely the number 2 team in the LCK right now. Doesn't mean that they're close to Griffin, just means they're the number 2 team. You moved up Sandbox to number 3. I had Sandbox at number 3. You had Damwon at 4. I believe Damwon is also 4. We have Kingzone at number 5. We have Hollow Life at number 6 because Kingzone beat Hollow Life. That totally makes sense. And then we have a Freak of Freaks at number 7. And the only difference, finally, there's a difference. I think KT is better than Genji. I'm not dying on the hill before.
I'll tell you what, that bottom pack is, oh boy.
Yeah,
That is a bottom pack.
We both think Afrika's the best of the bottom 4.
Yeah.
But like, I think KT's better than Genji because I think Genji's just a better version of Jin-Air, but barely, and that's not good because anything can be a better version of Jin-Air. But like, and I think with I don't know. I have too much faith in KT. I think I always feel like they're just gonna turn it around, but clearly they're not, considering they're 2-8, and one of those wins is against Jin-Air, so that doesn't count. So you're really 1-8. That's not good. That's not good. But I don't know. Speaking of that, though, let's go straight to our games, our predictions this week. I actually got to pull up the games because for some reason I don't have them up. LCK schedule. Okay. I don't know why that's going like that either. All right, first game of the week. I have all my picks in here already, so you can see them here because I don't know why I put them here. I'm too lazy to delete them, though. First game of the week is Sandbox versus Damwon. I know I had Sandbox ahead of Damwon, but I think Damwon's a little bit... I can't... Overall, for the season, Sandbox had a better season, but Damwon's on the up, and Sandbox is kind of... not. I won't say they're on the down, but they're kind of staggering a bit. Like, there's definitely cracks in Sandbox's gameplay, where there is also cracks in Damwon's gameplay, but they're on a pretty big hot streak right now, and I think they actually take the series 2-1 against Sandbox.
Yeah, for me, I also have Damwon winning, and I think not because, like you said, not because I think Sandbox is bad, but I think this week will start as Damwon solidifying themselves as the number 3 team, and Sandbox is going to be the number 4 team for the rest of the season.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. That would happen. Next game is a Freak of Freaks versus Jin-Air. We don't need to talk about it. Jin-Air sucks.
Yikes.
1-24.
What's bad is you don't even have to talk about a team who's playing against another team that sucks.
Yeah. Well, when at least Afrika wins games, Brock. They're 1-24. Jin-Air is a 1-24.
What is this?
That is not acceptable.
There's negative 23.
Yeah, I know. They're 23 games under 500 out of 24 games. It's not good.
So bad.
2-0. 2-0, by the way. I'm assuming 2-0 for you.
Please, God, let it be 2-0.
Next game, actually, I put these backwards. Is Griffin versus SKT.
Good God.
Great series this week. Well, it should be a great series, except I think Griffin will win this one 2-0. I think SKT, nothing against them. They are I don't have my list with me. I think I put them either 5 or 6 best team in the world right now. Speaking of Jin-Air, 1-24. Griffin, 20-1.
Yeah.
And last time these two teams faced, SKT got, was it 0 towers, 0 barons, and 0 dragons, and like 4 kills or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. They might have got like 1 baron or something, or 1 tower or something like that. No, they didn't get any towers. They got. I remember that. They got like one dragon. I think it was like they got a cloud drake in there.
Oh yeah, that was week 3. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember now.
it was ugly. And
Yeah.
nothing against SKT. Griffin just on another planet when it comes to League right now. 2-0.
Yeah. For me, I think SKT is a completely different team from week 3. Because week 3 we were still kind of like, wow, SKT's not really playing like SKT, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to do any more bold predictions until this one. I've actually got SKT winning.
Thanks for the free win, Brock.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, that's super bold. I'm 2 behind you. I need that though. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to pick?
Tell you what, though,
you want to pick
if-
Jin Air next?
I very well may do it.
I refuse.
I think if there's a team in this region, obviously that's going to do it, and possibly could be SKT. Who's the team that took the game off of them? I completely forgot right now. Sandbox. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
That's Griffin's pretty good.
Same week, by the way.
Yep.
Same week as SKT Griffin.
Yep. Next series we have KT Rolster versus Gen G. This is what I'm putting the money where my mouth is, Brock. Got KT winning a very disgusting, crappy best of 3 series, going to game 3 against Gen G. Got them winning it. Not gonna be pretty. Gonna be pretty bad, especially after watching Griffin. But I have KT winning 2-1.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Part of me would be like, maybe Gen G could possibly do it, but it's very, very difficult with Peanut being as inconsistent as he is.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I've got KT winning as well.
No, you're supposed to have Gen G. You have them ahead of them.
Yeah, I just can't.
You can't? Yeah. I also think KT coming off of bye week, basically, like, hopefully this refreshes their mental or something. Like, maybe they got a lot of practice. They didn't play it all this last week, so maybe they practiced a lot, looked at a lot of odds, improved something. Please. I have too much faith in a team that's 2-8. I really do. I don't think KT's as bad as their record, which is, I don't think they're much better than the record, but I think they're probably like a 5-win team is what I would think at the moment, but they're not. They're 2-8.
Yeah.
Next, we have Hanwha Life versus Janair. Okay, and that's a 2-0. I don't need to say anything about that. Janair will be 1-28 by the end of this week.
I think there's a pretty good chance Hanwha Life can get more kills than Jin Air puts down wards.
Next, we have a pretty good series, I think, with Kingzone versus Damwon Gaming. I have an upset here. I have Kingzone beating Damwon Gaming this week.
Ooh.
Even though I think Damwon's going to be coming off a high victory with against Sandbox, which sounds hypocritical because I said they're going to beat Sandbox. But I think the victory against Sandbox is actually going to make them a little bit cocky because they play pretty cocky as well. There's a lot of teams that play cocky, by the way, in League.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of them.
IG, G2. But I think Nogri is especially, but I think Deft is just, this is going to be one of those series where Deft just pulls out the Jinx or something, or the Ezreal. They give him the Ezreal and stuff like that, and he just single-handedly carries Kingzone to a 2-1 victory.
I think that is a possibility, because although I do think Damwon is going to become like the number 3 team, I think Kingzone's also showing a lot. Like, Kingzone's showing a lot more than I would have given him credit for before. But, like, how you think Deft is going to do, I also remember a certain top laner who goes apeshit at times for Damwon.
Flame or Nogri?
Just pick one.
Yeah, both.
I think this is going to be a brutal game. Like, I think there's potential to be a lot of kills in this series. And I've got Damwon winning.
LPL style? Oh, nice. I love LPL style. I'll take any league to be like the LPL. It's my new favorite league.
Oh, 100%.
Series number 7 is KT versus Afrika Freaks.
Wow. Coming off of that game, huh?
Yeah. And I'm a crazy person, and I pick KT again. Like I said, I think they're gonna
Ooh.
go to a mental reset this week. I think this week off is really gonna help them. I think they are a 5-win team at the moment, but they aren't. Like I feel like they have the talent to be about a 5-win team. I almost feel like this KT team could be fighting for playoffs if they didn't lose as badly as they have. Which I know that sounds really dumb, but like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like talent wise and
Uh,
like skill wise, they should be in there fighting for the playoffs right now. Not necessarily in the playoffs, but at least like the 7. So I think they're gonna upset, not much of an upset, Afrika.
yeah. I have a Freaka one in this one because for me, a Freaka's coming into this game off of a much easier game than KT's coming in off of.
Yeah.
Freaka's coming in off of Jin Air, which I'm assuming they could even play their subs in that game if they have them.
Well, Afrika has 1 billion subs. Like
Exactly.
Afrika has like 30 players. I feel like, and they just feel like rotating them in all the time. It's
They've got
weird.
3 supports.
Yeah,
Who needs 3 supports?
it's so weird.
But
And they play them all. That's the even weirder part.
yeah, it's very interesting that they do that. I mean, KT's got a bunch of subs too. They just don't have a sub mid laner. It's just
Yeah.
BDD.
Yeah. Where's Score, by the way? I feel like I haven't seen Score in forever.
Oh no.
I'm playing Umti, right? I hope I just.
Yeah, you said his name.
Oof.
I believe.
No, I'm saying I hope Umti's on KT.
Oh yeah, he is.
Okay, good.
Yes.
They've been playing a lot of Umti lately.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, definitely Umpty is 100% on vitality, but no, that's fine.
No, that's Mowgli. Look at me. I'm starting to learn all my players by heart now. Woo. Next, the last series of the week is Griffin versus Sandbox. Sandbox is still the only team in 2019 to win a game off of to win a single game against Griffin. So,
Yep.
saying that, I think Sandbox has gone a little stagnant and Griffin hasn't stopped. And
No.
I think the reason that Griffin lost is they picked such a troll team comp and they gave Sandbox pretty much every single meta pick in the book. And they were just barely able to beat Griffin with or they weren't barely able to beat. They were up like 10k, but the game always felt closer than it should have been. So I think Griffin wins this one 2-0. It's the exact opposite of Jin Air. When Jin Air and Griffin play in the same week and they don't play each other, that's 4 free wins.
Yeah, I also got Griffin winning to it.
Yep, and that's all the series. Woo, we got through that quickly. So we
Yeah,
did
that
one.
part
We did one thing quickly. I thought we did the other one quickly. I was trying to be nice and like organized this week, but apparently we talked a lot. Anyway, that should be the podcast. That's week 7. We're getting close. I need to put a week 10 here. By the end of March, so we only have 1, 2. We only have 4 more podcasts actually for all these regions. Some regions only 2 or 3, but yeah, until we hit. Well, we'll have more podcasts during the playoffs, but that's when we actually get to the playoffs, and I'm really looking forward to the playoffs in a few regions. Like, not really in LCK. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it'll be fun between Griffin and SKT and Sandbox, I guess, but reality is Griffin's gonna just sweep right through the playoffs.
Uh,
I mean, maybe. Who knows? You never know, I guess, right? Maybe Jin Air makes them.
maybe.
No, I think they're already mathematically eliminated. So,
Yeah, that'd be a pretty
I
troll
think
pick.
to get into playoffs, you need 10 wins right now. That clinches a spot in playoffs is 10 wins. So Griffin's already clinched. If Sandbox wins 1 game, they clinch. If SKT wins 1 game, they clinch. Damwon needs 2. Hanwha Life and Kingzone need 3. So that we should have our 6 teams already. Like in 10 games, I'm saying that means like a Freak of Freaks or Gen G win out, which is not going to happen. So it's gonna lower even from there. But that is
Yeah.
our podcast this week. Come follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingLinkFan. We stream at 10 p.m., around 10 p.m. We try at 10 p.m., but 10:10, 10:15, it works out. Sunday is LPL, Monday is NALC, or just LCS. Tuesday is LCK, Wednesday is LMS, and Thursday is LEC. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/KingLinkFan. Subscribe to us, not follow us. And Also, comment on videos if you what do you think will happen first? I like to ask a question at the end now. What do you think will happen first? Griffin losing a game or Janair winning a game? That's tough. That's a tough question.
That's a tough one.
Let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.